Hey folks, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. So, hope everyone's doing well, getting ready for the weekend. Some of you, it may already be the weekend. Some subscribers in Australasia and in Hong Kong, it's getting very close to being Saturday, even though it's not yet Friday lunchtime with me. Anyhow, this video will probably only be of interest to just under 50% of my subscribers because it is solely applicable to, I think, the people in the UK. And that is because the promotional company headed by Ben Shalom of Boxer has apparently struck a deal with the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC, the venerable institution that is, the flagship of the British media, or at least used to be. I don't know. I haven't seen it for years and years and years and years. But anyhow, apparently the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC, which used to be called Auntie back in the day, hence the thumbnail. I hope people have got that reference. Apparently there's a deal being struck that the BBC are going to bring boxing back to regular cable TV, terrestrial TV, like TV that you don't pay for. Though I think in Britain they still have a license fee. You have to buy a TV license so that you can switch your TV on without falling afoul of the authorities. That's how it used to be anyhow. Maybe somebody in the comments can correct me. I'm sure it's like a token fee. I have no idea how much money it costs. I don't have cable. I have a TV. In Canada, you buy a TV, you plug it in, and you can switch it on and nobody cares, right? Anyways, if I've got any of that bit wrong, just let me know. But the point is that free TV, I say free without, because there's some license fee. But anyhow, mostly free TV. Apparently, it's going to be they're going to show boxing on it, and on the BBC channels. So Boxer has scrapped its deal with Sky TV, and it has this deal with the British Broadcasting Corporation, both for the terrestrial TV and for a thing called the BBC iPlayer. Like I say, it's got zero applicability to me in Canada, and to subscribers in the US. They're thinking, what is this guy talking about? But almost 50% of the subscribers to this channel are from the UK, so I wanted to at least touch on it and hopefully not make too many mistakes. Boxer has got a few sort of, top fighters like Ben Whittaker and Adam Azim. They're popular, famous fighters on the roster. I think Martin Bakole is on Boxer, though Billy Nelson said that he hadn't got a call back for over 10 weeks. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Ben Shalom apparently said, partnering with the BBC to deliver big-time British boxing on Saturday night TV is a historic moment. We're proud to bring the most entertaining British fighters to the biggest possible audience. This huge platform will give our fights the exposure they deserve and help us take the sport to huge new audiences. Apparently Boxer had a 4-year deal with Sky. It was worth £36 million, so $50 million. And apparently that occurred after Eddie Herman Matchroom went over to DAZN. And Sky apparently did, and we've reported on this before, Sky has said they didn't want another deal with Boxer. I don't know if that means that Sky is out of boxing or if Sky is just not choosing to work with Ben Shalom. I'm not sure. Apparently, Boxer spent a period in time in talks with different broadcasters before striking this deal with the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC. And the director of BBC Sport, a fellow by the name of Alex K. Jelski. I'm assuming it's a guy. Could be a lady. I mean, with a name like Alex. said bringing professional boxing back to prime time BBC television, free to air, and to our extensive digital platforms is an exciting moment for us and for boxing fans. So free to air, I guess there's no pay-per-viewing. It's just on the TV, and once you've paid your subscription or license fee, then it's free. And the same person went on to say, boxing is a sport that we know deeply resonates with younger audiences. And this deal with Boxer enables us to showcase the next generation of British fighters. Which reminds me, next gen, I think Boxer has some relationship with Chris Eubank Jr. as well. So, though at 35, he's clearly not the next generation, but at some point he, I think, was called that. This individual from the BBC said they want to deliver top-tier national boxing moments to all audiences, wherever and however they want it. And then it went on to give a little bit of history. In this story I'm reading from the UK media, the BBC made history in 1938 by televising the UK's first boxing match when Eric Boone defeated Arthur Danaher. During the late 1990s and early 2000s, the BBC aired boxing on special occasions, including Lennox Lewis's 2001 KO of Hasim Rahman. David Hay and Audley Harrison also boxed on the BBC, but the last fight shown on the station was in 2005, so 20 years, hey? I was, of course, not living in the UK at any of these times. I remember boxing being on TV in the 1970s, of course, but it looks like that after 2005, at least on the BBC, boxing wasn't broadcast. So I guess this is a good news story. I don't know what quality of fights they will have. Like, I don't know the size of the potential market, and if it's not pay-per-view, I'm not quite sure like how the money parts of this work. But generally speaking, I would say that this must be a good news story, right? If you can have boxing on TV, that's good. I mean, if the broader the audience is, the more people who can watch the sport, I think that's just generally good for the sport. You know, any sport that sort of relies upon an older audience paying for a streaming service, that's kind of hard to grow. And of course, if it's only older people, well, sadly, we have a funny habit of dying off, don't we? So if you can broaden this and bring more young people to watch this, maybe take some of the viewership away from MMA and stuff like that. So long as this doesn't turn into another sort of Misfits channel, which I worry because Misfits seems to be incredibly popular. Not for me, but then again, I'm the wrong demographic. They're not really looking to have 65-year-olds, tuning in. They're looking to have, 16-year-olds tuning in. But hopefully this will work well, and looks like Ben Shalom has sort of, if maybe landed on his feet. I don't know. I really don't know enough about this, and I suspect that the more is going to come out about how this deal is all going to work. But and of course, Ben Shalom probably needs to expand his roster of available fighters, I would think. Because right now, whenever we think, for example, of heavyweight boxing, we almost invariably think of, well, outside of Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk, we think of Frank Warren's roster of fighters. I mean, like I say, Bacoli is a boxer fan, but boxer signed, higher, but he can't fight on his own. Though apparently he can do some devastating damage to a buffet table. But yeah, I guess that's an interesting story. If you live in the UK, let me know what you think about this. And also, please correct me if I've made any mistakes about how that you pay for TV there. I remember the license fee back years and years and years ago in the 1970s. They used to have these detector vans which would drive up and down the street with these things on the top that was apparently able to figure out if your mum was watching Coronation Street without having paid a TV license fee. I don't know if it really worked or if it was bogus or not. I don't know. But people would turn the TV off if the detector van was around. So, true story. I'm sure things have changed. But please, let me know. And let me know whether you think the involvement of Boxer and the BBC is a good thing, or if you think that this is something that's not really going to pan out. I'd be interested in knowing, even though sadly I don't get the BBC here. So if it's a good thing, I'm pleased for you. If it's not a good thing, well, hopefully there's plenty of stations to watch anyhow. Okay, folks, thanks very much for watching. This YouTube is available worldwide. And have a fabulous day. Cheers. Bye-bye.